International Security Representatives, Privy Council, representatives from East Paradise, PNG, representatives from West Paradise, representatives from Solomon Islands, heads of tribal governments, Chief Governor Administrator, Finance Minister of Papua government, Prime Minister of the National Government, representative from ABG, Ministers of Crown, Governor of Central Bank, IMO Management, Combat Management, Bankers of the Crown, Northern of the representatives, Kingdom Ministries, the New Heaven, New Earth, leadership, commanders and soldiers of the Crown, Papara U.S. State Workforce, Ramapoho Treasury Government, chiefs, elders, and leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings and happy holidays for the night's closing ceremony. Our speech today will be very brief. I'm sure you have all enjoyed our seminars and workshops and are now fully equipped and ready to go out there into the world to transform it. As I always say, we are not here to fit into the system, the world system, but to overhaul and transform it. This is the very reason why immediately after the civil war, we divided ourselves into two major governing streams, the Ottoman Bougainville government and the Sovereign Bougainville government, also known as Bekamu. And the first stream promoted our island under the concept of Aro, Autonomous Region of Bougainville. The second stream promotes the same island people under the concept of Sovereign Region of Bougainville. As a strategy, those under the first stream had to knowingly compromise and submit to the serpentine system in order to secure most needed basic services for our people. Although we lost 20,000 lives in that civil war, they still had to knowingly compromise our declared sovereignty for the sake of recognition, money, and services. That's why we cannot blame them for surrendering to PNG or foreign control. They did it with a good heart for the sake of our survival. During that time frame, those of us under the second stream have been preparing and training very well. We have not and will never ever compromise our declared sovereignty. Our sovereignty is always 100% intact. I'm just explaining things in this way so you can all see each other's significance in the equation. Everyone is crucially important and necessary. Everyone is playing an important role in the big system. Therefore, as we come to our time of delivery, let us not look down on those who play significant roles under the compromised system of autonomy. Even though they said very negative things against us, let us not hate them for how they treated us. Let us love and help them out with the abundance that we have accumulated. For example, some of us shed our own precious blood during the PNG-ABG sponsored campaign that took place here on the 21st of November 2006. I can still recall how much blood I shed from my own body. The crimson blood was gushing out of my head, drop by drop, and splashing on the ground. All I could think of at that moment was the salvation of mankind that I was born to fight for. I can still recall the words I was speaking during that agonizing moment of my life. I declared and decreed at that moment that the payment of the universe has now been ratified and completed so I can establish the kingdom of Papara or kingdom of heaven here on earth. After the ordeal, my Tango guardian or brother-in-law was worried and asked me at Buang village whether or not we would still complete the mission now that I was shot on my head. My response was, yes, of course, Tango, I just paid the full price for it. It's now 100% certain. He understood what I was saying and returned to Tango with extra joy and confidence. Again, I'm just explaining some of the processes we had to go through during our time of preparation for this important day that we have now reached. Every one of you have gone through your own training. Some of you have been divorced by your own loved ones because you spent too much time with me rather than with your own partners and children. They say you have married the king and divorced you. There are countless stories and testimonies I have heard from every one of you. My only advice to you is please forgive them on my behalf and take good care of them. Of course, in cases where your spouses had divorced you and got married to someone else, you cannot return to them and marry them again. But at least you will still be able to still take good care of them and your children with your abundance. One of the best things you can do is open an account for them in our banks, IBOM or Combank, and deposit some good funds for them. Of course, in every case, wisdom must prevail. And I'm very certain that by now, every one of you has abundant wisdom and discretion. That's just my introduction before I get into the very story for today. In more than 25 years, that is 7 years outside of Tonu, Bougainville, and 18 to 19 years from Tonu City, we have trapped up the whole world in such a way that it's now only waiting for one thing from us. It's now only waiting for our universal payout. Apart from US truck, our island of Bougainville, Bekamui, declared its independence and sovereignty on the 17th of May 1990, some 33 years ago. Since then, as explained above, Bougainville has gone through a unique governance system with two major prongs, Arab and Soro. Those under the Arab have now reached their elastic limit and have not been able to secure Bougainville's independence as they originally expected. Likewise, those under the Soro sovereign system have also now reached the elastic limit of patience. They now just want their newfound system to deliver and make them realize the freedom, independence, and sovereignty they fought for during the crisis. In other words, both streams are now ready and looking forward to the King's universal payout. Whether it's ABG, Bekamui, or Papara, everyone is now fully ready and just looking forward to the promised universal payout. Not only is Bougainville now earnestly looking forward to the King's universal payout, even PNG, Solomon Islands, Fiji, Melanesia, Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Islands, Asia, Europe, America, Africa, Middle East, and every other nation on planet Earth is now just waiting for the King's universal payout to begin. Our clients come from all nations under heaven. There's no nation that we have missed. Again, the King's universal payout is the only thing that will ever change or transform the whole world. Nothing else will. The Western Empire has already reached its elastic limit. Even the BRICS nations have no answer or solution whatsoever to the world. The war between Russia and Ukraine speaks volumes. The economic and political war between America, China, and Russia is another such proof that the only thing that has power to bring universal reign of peace is the King's universal payout. There's none other. Even the so-called quantum financial system that is being introduced now to the world will not bring universal reign of peace to our planet on its own. Although I like it very much and have also affiliated to it, I still can't see any answer or solution to the world in terms of eradicating poverty, unemployment, street begging, homelessness, street prostitution, street violence, quota settlements, slums, crises, civil wars, bloodbaths, family breakups, divorces, pains and agonies, death, diseases, or sicknesses, and so on. Of course, we can use the quantum financial system as a tool for helping the poor much better. Ladies and gentlemen, you can try searching the whole world, but will never ever find any real answer solution to the above mentioned issues and more. Mankind has spent centuries searching for the answer solution, but still has not found it yet. For thousands of years since the fall of Adam in Eden, mankind has searched the world, but still has not found the answer solution yet. Civilization after civilization has come and gone. Empire after empire, kingdom after kingdom, nation after nation, system after system, etc. have all come and gone. None of them has found the answer or solution for the whole world. Mankind is still dying. New diseases and sicknesses are being created in laboratories. New viruses are being released into the world. There's absolutely nothing that any country or government or kingdom or nation can do to transform the world upside down and downside up, for everyone's happiness, prosperity, and peaceful coexistence. The golden age that all world religions long for will only come about through the King's universal payout. Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Baha'i, Buddhism, Hinduism, Zoroastrianism, Taoism, Shintoism, etc., all long for the particular day that their saviors will return and transform the world again. For example, Hinduism speaks of the ending of the present age called Kali Yuga, around the turn of the century, and the coming of the long-awaited golden age. Even in Christianity, you'll find that the sixth dispensation, or dispensation of grace, or church age, ended at the turn of the century, ushering in the seventh dispensation, or kingdom age, and we are in it now. Even all other world religions have similar interpretations. They all have one common interpretation that overrides their legal conflicts. They are one in their interpretation that the world has now reached a climax where their saviors must now return and save them from destruction. Even in Judaism, you'll find from the book of Daniel that the stone kingdom or stone empire is now ready to swallow up all the kingdoms and empires of the world. The Babylonian, the Medo-Persian, the Greeks, the Romans, and its Western empire have all come and gone. The only thing that's left now is the coming of the kingdom age, stone kingdom, stone empire, or golden age, or whatever you name in your religion and language says it all. Even in our own original traditional culture of Papara Megamui, we have now passed through all the stages that our ancestors predicted and passed on to us from generation to generation. Thankfully, we are now in the process of realizing that very eventuality. Again, I've taken time to explain how the whole world has now come to its climax in its wait for the golden age. Whether we call it Kingdom of Heaven, Stone Kingdom, Stone Empire, New Heaven and New Earth, New Jerusalem, a new era, new dispensation, seventh dispensation, new covenant of the last born, Kingdom of Power, twin Kingdom of Heaven and Earth, or whatever, it's talking about the same thing from different angles. The world is only waiting for something to strike, and that's it. Time for relief has come. And I'm so thankful to announce to you that the King's Universal Payout is ready now to do just that. The King's Universal Payout was designed specifically to finance the golden age the world has been prophesying and longing for over the ages past. No one will be left out. Everyone from every language, country, religion, creed, angle, dimension, strata, realm, or world is included. As long as there are human beings living in the universe, they are God's own images and must be respected, rescued, and protected. Again, the master key to make that happen is in the King's universal payout. This is the master key that will make everything happen for everyone in all the world. There's no other master key you'll find. Everything else that we have established over the years will now be realized only because the King is now ready to push in and turn his master key and open the floodgates. Not only is the King's universal payout a master key, it's also a rod of iron. In other words, no one, no country, no nation, no kingdom, no empire, no system, no whosoever is able to block the King's universal payout. If anyone tries to stand in the way, this master key will turn into a rod of iron and smash him. In other words, the King's universal payout was or is designed to swallow up or consume all the kingdoms and nations of the earth, just as prophesied. Economic payout. You all know that the economic payout we started on the 2nd of Turkish, or 3rd of May 2023, is still going strong at the most basic market economic level. Even though I have not put in much new funds into it. It's still going strong from strength to strength. I have all the weekly records, reports provided to me by the central bank governor that confirms what I'm saying. Although it's still at the very basic level, it's nevertheless a very simple illustration I've given to you to see how the King's universal payout will never ever run out when he begins funding at the next level. You can already work out in your imaginations how the next level of funding is going to greatly affect, overhaul, and transform our society. I can guarantee you that within less than 1 month, it will unite the whole island of Bougainville under the new system. Very simple. Market economy is just one of the little keys linked to the big master key of the King's universal payout. The King is only using it to show his people on the ground what the big universal payout will be like when he takes on the governments, nations, kingdoms of the earth. Someone asked me, how is your relationship now with the PNG and its central bank, commercial banks, etc.? My response was, USTRAC has become too big for everyone. In the past, the name USTRAC was regarded as a money scheme. The moment the banks in PNG and Australia heard about USTRAC, they hesitated to do business with us. But now, after 2 decades, the enemy has realized that USTRAC is here to stay. The enemy knows full well that USTRAC now covers the entire universe. It has become too big, too mighty, and too powerful for anyone to stand in its way. Every nation, country, and kingdom is included. There are real people, and real governments, and real banks, and currencies, and real exchanges and trades taking place every day, which they cannot ignore anymore. We've come to a very powerful stage where our accusers and skeptics don't care anymore but to just join us only. As the saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. You know what happened in the beginning in 1998, 1999? Most bankers, including senior managers in the commercial banks of PNG, became our valued clients when they saw the big money passing through them daily and continually. The same thing is happening again. No one will have any power whatsoever to block the King's universal payout again. The little blockage that happened over the past 2 decades was only to give us ample time which we needed to set up a proper 100% sovereign system for ourselves before we begin running the show again. Everything is divinely coordinated. The King is now ready to run the show again. You know what happened when he ran the show in 1998, 1999. Everyone from street beggars, prostitutes, rascals, criminals, etc., up to politicians, prime ministers, presidents, governors, ministers, bishops, pastors, central bankers, bank managers, corporate managers, ombudsman commissioners, police commissioners, army commanders, etc., all came running in. And according to official police records, the crime rate in Port Moresby during the time of USTRAC was slashed down to near zero. That's one of the first miracles of USTRAC. It happened to show how the next phase of the King's universal payout will again positively affect nations, cities, nations, kingdoms, continents, and regions of the world. Again, healing of the nations is a byproduct of the mighty USTRAC system universal payout. No church, no religion, no nation, no country, no kingdom, and no empire can match our record. This time, when we move on to the next level of funding, beginning this tomorrow, Monday, Gregorian week, the world is going to see much bigger things that eyes have not seen, no ears have heard since time began. Not only will the crime rate in every city or nation get reduced to zero, every other evil on planet Earth will also be eradicated, including unemployment, homelessness, street begging, street violence, poverty, killings, bloodbaths, civil wars, diseases, sicknesses, sin and death, etc. Recently, I had a conversation with someone after the seminar was done here. He asked me, "Are you a Christian?" And I said, oh yes, I accepted Christ, got baptized on 16th April 1978 when I was doing grade 7 at high school. His next question was, but why do your people worship you? My response was, oh, they don't worship Noah Musiku. They worship King Peupe, the English god of spring man. In our language, in our local language, who lives in me and whom they see as the equivalent to Yeshua in Hebrew language. Since they are not Hebrew speakers, they must speak in their own mother tongue. There's more power and more anointing when you speak in your own God-given mother tongue. He understood and thanked me for the info. He paraphrased his question and asked again, but why really do your people worship you? My response was again, I think you should direct that question to angels. Ask the angels, why do they worship in Peupe? Over the years, even before my return or coming to Tondo, Bougainville, from overseas, some of our pastors, ministers, etc. were seeing angels worshiping in Peupe in dreams and visions. For example, about 2 weeks after my arrival home, one of our Methodist United Church pastors, Chief Hoppe, saw 3 angels praising and worshiping King Pei and shared that message at the church. One angel stood on the king's left side, the other on the king's right side, and the third on the king's back side. They were all singing Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Glory be to God, the first and the last, beginning and the ending, Alpha and Omega. When one on the left would say first and last, the one on the right would say beginning and ending, and the one in the back would say Alpha and Omega. And they kept on rotating that way until he woke up. Pastor Mukan saw the same thing. He went into a golden city and was greeted and welcomed by everyone there. He saw all the angels there bowing down and worshiping King Peupe. They even asked him, in here we worship King Peupe. Who do you worship in your place? Pastor Mukan has been visiting the golden city many times. On his second visit, they all welcomed him again and said, here comes the king's deputy. Let's welcome him. They told him, we are changing your status or title to king priest because you are a king priest of the king. All the other pastors must also use that title from now on. They are now king priests, not pastors. Pastor belongs to the last dispensation. In this dispensation, you must use king priest because you are truly king priest. As I continued sharing these thoughts, the guy understood and opened his eyes. I said this before, and I'm just sharing it again because there are still many people calling and asking similar questions. Maybe they need to attend some of our seminars to understand things correctly in their proper perspective. In any case, in a theocratic kingdom, worship is natural. It's not forced, it's your worship. Because they have the final authority or decision inside the courtroom. Whatever decision the judge makes is final. They can send you to prison or free you. Your life is in the hands of the judge. That's why when you go to Waikani courthouse, you must bow down and worship the judge first before your destiny. Because your destination is in his very mouth. Now prophecies of its dispensation must be fulfilled by those in later dispensations. For example, the prophecies made by Abraham for the establishment of a kingdom nation was fulfilled during the Mosaic dispensation. Moses was used to establish the legal system of the kingdom. Then the kingdom was established through King Saul and later through King David. In the same way, the prophecies and parables made by Yeshua about the coming theocratic kingdom must be fulfilled now in this dispensation. Even the removal of the theocratic kingdom of heaven from Israel was done by Yeshua himself. He made a declaration in Matthew 21:43 because the kingdom he gave to Israel failed to bear its expected fruits. In fact, all of Yeshua's prophecies and parables about the theocratic kingdom are being fulfilled right now through the last born of the brethren. As I always say, whatever the firstborn prophesies about must be fulfilled by the last born. And whatever the last born prophesies about must be fulfilled by the last born himself. Since he is the very last born of the last born of the last born, he has to live and fulfill his own predictions or prophecies. Some of the prophecies and parables made by the firstborn about the kingdom can be seen in Matthew 13, 44, 45, 46, 47 to 50, and so on. They are now being fulfilled by the last born. There are too many of them that I don't have time to touch on right now. I'm just sharing these thoughts so you can understand and answer any questions from various angles correctly. Again, I thank those of you who conducted the recent seminars. There are minor things to correct along the way, but on the whole, you've done very, very well. I'm now 100% certain that when I send you out from Tono, you will go home with the right message of the world, the right message of world transformation. You will not fumble. Some time ago, someone asked me a question again. Why does the king not go out around King's Square healing miracles as Jesus did 2,000 years ago? If he is truly our Savior, he must show it by going around the King's Square or the villages and towns performing miracles. My response to him was, healing of the individuals is a trademark of the firstborn. That's why when he prayed to the Father, he said in John 17:24, I thank you, Father, for those whom thou hast given me to be with me where I am. In other words, under the firstborn's dispensation, only a few were given to him, not everyone. Many are called, but few are chosen. However, the lastborn has a double portion of healing. Under his dispensation, you will not see few individuals getting saved and healed, but entire nations and kingdoms getting healed and saved at the same time. You will see it happen when the system breaks forth and transforms the world upside down and downside up. I already explained to you how the crime rate in Port Moresby was slashed down to near zero when Newstead was just starting in the city. That's just one little sign of how entire nations, cities, countries, and kingdoms will now be healed from every disease, whether spiritual, mental, or physical, and when Newstead fades out. You will see it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to close my speech now because time has now caught up with us. Somebody, our 40 days, 40 nights, starting on the 8th of Jasper, 1624. Today is our 40th day. On this day, we have also raised our flags of OPF and Jewish flag depicting the concept of sovereign nation and sovereign system. In 2008, it was on this day that we also raised the two flags. Then, after one week, on 23rd Sapphire, we lowered the flags. In other words, although we are closing our 40 days and nights today, our celebrations are not ending today. We have another week to go until next week, Christmas Day, when we will officially be lowering our two sovereign flags of hardware and software. Our open people from North and Central will be here to lower the flags again, just as they did in 2008. Finally, in conclusion, those PhDs and West Papua reps who are still here with me, you will finally go home immediately after the flag lowering ceremony next week. However, this Gregorian week, starting tomorrow, you may start sending funds to your families, friends, and relatives as a signal. That you are definitely meeting them after the closing ceremony next week. For those affected by the natural disasters, volcanic eruptions, heavy rain, and floods, our time for assisting has now come. The Papua government has just given me its first name list, which will start funding this Gregorian week. After helping our own people here, we'll move on to assisting everyone else in Chiwai, then in South Bougainville, including Torokina and Wakuna. Whilst providing most needed relief supplies, we'll also use the opportunity to unite and reconcile everyone on the island. It was for an important purpose that the country had to be divided into two streams. Now that our turn has come to deliver, we will begin to unite the whole nation of Bougainville Becamo. Conclusion. I have to close my speech now, ladies and gentlemen. I want to take the golden opportunity to thank you for supporting me from day one all the way to the promised land of milk and honey. Without you, without your support, I would have been locked up somewhere overseas, or maybe in America, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, Fiji, SI, etc. was traveling basically setting up the new system. I can still remember how the Interpol was communicating with the police in Honiara whilst I was there between 2002 and 2003. By the grace and favor of God, Yahweh, Kupuna, Tantanu, I always zigzag and prevented them from arresting me. Every time the SI police, local police received an instruction from Interpol to extradite me to PNG, the SI police would just jokingly forward it to me. They knew that I had a special mission to accomplish on planet Earth for the greater good of every human being. Likewise, without your support here in Kano City, I would not have completed my special mission. You stood with me at all times because you had faith, trust, and confidence in my special mission. You knew that the answer, solution to the whole world was with me. You also knew that I had a master key. The master key was in my hands. You also knew that the rod of iron prophesied in the book of Revelation was also in my hands. You also knew that the bright morning star that Jesus, our firstborn, promised to give to whomsoever that holds on until the end has become a physical reality. The universe of Mente that God Yahweh Kupuna Tantan has given us for the establishment of his theocratic kingdom and governing system here on planet Earth is the only answer or solution to the whole world. From a cultural angle, the king who once ruled the world from Papara in our original civilization is now back in his original location. When he was here, all our ancestral talents produced in abundance. Every plot or mound of taro or yam or whatever the planted produced in abundance and surplus beyond measure. There's so much that was happening then, which I don't have time to describe fully. But after he left our island, everything changed. Abundance became scarcity, surplus became lack. Coordination and cooperation was overtaken by competition and rivalry. But now that he is back, he is in full power and authority again. You can be rest assured that everything that you long for shall be granted to you. Apart from finance, everything else is ready. The system is fully ready now. And you will begin to see as we increase the funding for market economy to our shops, stores, the OPMA, project applications, priority payments, special payments, mobilizations, funds, and all the rest starting tomorrow on Monday. My final word of appeal is to please do not ignore the things called ethics. If you abide by the case of ethics, you will only see blessings after blessings upon your life. Just as I have conquered the world, sister, you too have conquered it with me. Let us therefore move together to enjoy everything our Father in heaven has prepared for us. I'm really looking forward to coming back here and delivering my final speech to you on our flag lowering day, on Christmas Day, which is exactly 7 days from today. And by the time we will all have been flushed with abundant payouts. Thank you, Mr. President.